So Kristen, what brings you into therapy today?
Well, I have some news that I want to tell my family, and I'm not sure how to.
Okay, what is that news that you want to tell your family?
I want to drop out of college and transfer to community college back home.
Okay, and how do you think your family will receive that news?
Not good.
Not good?
Yeah.
What do you think their response will be?
Well, my brother would just put me down because he's always been the best student in the family and always overshadowing me. And so he would just not even understand why I would want to go back home.
Mm-hmm.
Then my parents would just be disappointed because, after all they've done to put me through at this university or get me through financially and all that stuff. But they won't understand. It's just I can't thrive here.
You can't thrive here. What makes you feel that way?
I just don't like the school.
You don't like the school. Okay. You said that you feel overshadowed by your brother. Can you tell me a little bit more about that?
Well, yeah. Growing up, he was always excelling in everything and getting good grades and doing all these extracurricular activities, and he was kind of like the star kid in our family.
Mm-hmm.
And so I always felt like my achievements didn't matter that much because he was more academic and
Mm-hmm.
I did more music and art stuff.
Okay.
And
So you were always involved in art, music. Is that what you're here to study? Is that?
no.
No. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
It's just something you like doing.
Yeah.
And your brother, did your brother ever do any of that? Is that something that was unique to you, or are you the only person in your family that does art and music?
My parents are pretty academic too. My dad's a doctor,
Mm-hmm.
and my mom works for Boeing.
Okay.
And so my whole family is just star academic people, and
Mm-hmm.
they never took me seriously when I liked art and stuff in high school.
Mm-hmm.
And so college, I didn't even think about it.
So it kind of sounds like you're the odd person out a little
Pretty
bit
much.
in your family.
Mhm.
Yeah. That must be really hard to feel that way about your family. Feel like you're kind of the sore thumb, if you will, of the family.
Yeah, it is.
So you're thinking about transferring, or have you decided to transfer?
I'm going to transfer.
You're going to transfer.
Yes.
Okay. So and you're figuring out how to tell your family.
Yeah, I kind of I bring it up ever so casually now and then, but they don't really take me. They don't think I'm gonna do it.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay, so they don't think you're going to do it, and you're concerned about having to tell them.
Mm-hmm.
So what do you think that conversation might look like? Maybe we can try and pretend I'm your parents, and how would you bring that up with them?
Well, I would tell them that I understand their concerns about about how I've been doing in school and everything, but I'll tell them I think it would help if I changed my environment. Because maybe, they're not exactly happy with how I'm doing in school anyway, too.
Mm-hmm.
And so maybe I could frame it in a way where, it would be better for me to transfer because then maybe I could do the academic, reach the academic level they want me to reach.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I think you've put a lot of thought into it, and I think that's really good. I think you're a very empathetic person. You understand how your family's going to feel about it, and that is maybe what's making it hard for you. Do you think I'm right on that? Does that?
Yeah, at the same time, I don't want to disappoint them,
Mm-hmm.
but I have to do what's right for me.
Yeah, definitely. So with this process of telling your parents, what is the worst case scenario in your head? What is the worst thing that could happen?
They'd probably be really mad,
Mm-hmm.
and every time I come home, they're always comparing me to my brother.
Mm-hmm.
And so if I come back home, then, you know, inevitably, like, I'll have to be around that all the time. And, like, just coming back and having them always be like, why couldn't you do this? And why couldn't you do that? And, I mean, that might be hard emotionally for my health, but maybe if I'm at a better school, like, it'll be worth it. So I don't know.
So what I'm hearing you say is that it's difficult for you to think about going home because you're worried that you're going to be constantly compared to your older brother, who is very different from you. He is more academic, you're more artistic. That's just what you like. And with that, you're scared. Is that maybe the right emotion? Anxious about going home and having to face that?
Yeah, definitely anxious. I've been like thinking about this for like weeks now. Just trying to figure out when would be the best time. And like Thanksgiving is coming up, and it's like I don't want to ruin the holidays. So it's like an awkward time, but if I want to transfer, my advisor said I have to do it soon. And so yeah, definitely.
That I can tell that you're, you know, very in touch with your emotions and the emotions of people around you, which seems awesome. It's maybe hurting you a little bit now because you don't want to disappoint people, but that's a great skill to be able to have, and it'll definitely serve you well. I think that we should maybe try and actually mock this conversation. Maybe that'll help ease your anxiety a little bit. But first we can do maybe some brainstorming about how you want to bring that up. So how do you think you would start that conversation? Like, what would be your lead into it with your parents?
I really don't know. What would be the best thing to start with?
Well, maybe we don't need the best thing, but just whatever comes to your head, the first thing that you think might work to say. It doesn't have to be perfect. We're practicing. But what do you think you could say?
I would say, Dad, I'm really upset and not happy at the school I'm going to right now. And I don't think that my skills are being appreciated here, or I'm not taking the classes I want, I'm not making friends, and it's just been a really rough past few months for me. And I have decided to transfer to Olympic Community College because I think it would be a better fit for me. And yeah.
Yeah, I think that was really good. I think it was really good that you were, you said, I've decided, and you definitely, you showed what you're feeling, and it may be that your parents don't know exactly what you're feeling. Are feelings something that are often talked about in your family?
Not that much, because we kind of, like, negative emotions in my family are more just kept to ourselves. Like, we don't really, we try to figure it out on our own. But, I mean, I'm hoping that if I tell my parents, straight up, I'm unhappy, maybe that'll mean something to them. But I don't know.
Yeah,
they'll be pretty mad, so.
Yeah, I'm just sensing a lot of, do you maybe feel like you're a problem in the family? Is that how your family has made you feel recently?
Yeah, I mean, it's been like that ever since I was young because of my brother. And I realized that coming back home is going to prove that they were right, because they always said that I wasn't as good as my brother, and now coming back I'm gonna prove it. So
why do you think you're not as good as your brother?
Because I just don't have the affinity for academics the way he does.
So there's something that I saw the other day on Facebook, and This will make sense, I promise.
Okay.
So it has several animals lined up, and it has a sign that says standardized testing.
Okay.
And so there's a fish, a monkey, an elephant, and the standardized tester says, go climb that tree. Obviously, the fish and the elephant aren't going to be able to climb that tree, right?
Right.
That's kind of a monkey thing, right?
Yeah.
And I feel like maybe with the way you're feeling, you're maybe the fish. You know, you're being compared to the monkey, who's a tree climber, right? That's his thing, and the bar is being set around climbing a tree. So maybe with your family, you could let them know how you feel. You know, let them know, I'm not my brother. You know, you could let them know that that's obviously something that's going to take time. It's not going to fix itself right away. But you might be able to do that. Thinking about maybe telling your parents how you feel, what's your initial reaction to that?
Scared.
Scared? Okay.
Yeah.
What's scary about it?
It's just not the best thing to bring up to them so close to holidays. But I mean, I feel kind of like mixed. Like half of me is scared and like just reluctant to have to share it with them and have the whole family know. They'll probably tell grandma and everything. But then the other side of me is like, yeah, like finally I'm getting out of this school, because I see that it works well, you know, for other students, but it's just not the best fit for me.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what I'm hearing is that you're nervous about the big reveal to your family. That you don't want everyone to know, because then you feel like you've failed in some way. Am I right in that statement?
Yeah.
So just to summarize all that you've been saying, you're transferring out of SPU back to Olympic College, which is a community college back home. And you've hinted to your parents that it might be happening, but you haven't expressly told them. And you're feeling a lot of anxiety about having to tell them, especially since Thanksgiving is coming up. You're going to be going home for Thanksgiving, right?
Yeah.
And you're worried about having to tell them so close to Thanksgiving, you know, maybe ruining Thanksgiving, as you said. But you're set on, you need to transfer. You're not happy here.
Yeah.
You don't want to major in chemistry anymore. You want to be able to transfer out.
Yeah.
And you kind of feel like a fish being told to climb a tree in your family, right? Just not able to maybe live up to the bar that your family is setting, and not living up to it, not even necessarily being interested in living up to that bar. That's not where you want to take. Yeah, you don't want to. That's not the way you want to go.
No.
Right. That's not. Even with your major, that's not what you want to major in. So I think we've